Did someone say nachos? Santos, I can't hear you on the stream. I don't know. We'll find out. Testing, testing. I hear myself. What's up, everybody? Santos is working on the sound as we speak. There's about a 20-second delay, so I won't be able to tell you for 20 seconds. Clickety, 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 click, click, click. The answer is no, I don't hear you. I hear myself.
What?
A submarine.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Yeah,
hold
I'm
on.
hearing the feedback now.
What about now? I think now we fix it. I fix it.
I'll tell you in 20 seconds.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We are good. Can you guys hear me now? Please let me know. Hear you now. Yeah, there we go. Hey, yeah, baby. And there's no feedback anymore. Blackout double A says, Santos, can I donate? Absolutely, absolutely. Blackout. Actually, if you go into Jamie,
Good now.
yeah, Jamie, but turn that volume down because then they're gonna hear me in the background. Plus,
Well, I was just helping you until you had sound. And let me help Blackout out. Blackout, if you will wrap the donation in 3 $100 bills, put my address on it, I will be more than happy to get the donation to Santos. Sweet.
Yes, absolutely. You can donate. Actually, I have a Streamlabs set up in the stream. If you go in the on the right hand corner, I think from YouTube, you're gonna see like a triangle on the right, and you just hit it there, and then it will guide you directly how can you can make a donation. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. It says that it does not show the donate thing. It should. Um, James, you have done it. So can you explain a little bit more? Like, it is right on YouTube, right?
All you need to do is go to PayPal, and Santos is about to type out the PayPal email address that you can send donations to. That should work for him.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that right now. Is
Michael Moss, can you hear me? Can you please turn me up for Michael Moss?
okay? That's my PayPal email. If you wanna make a donation there, blackout. So okay, we got Mossy, we got Chris, we got Mikey, we got Andrew, we got Scott, we got my good friend Datohead, which I want to make a shout out for him, guys. If you don't know, any of you doesn't know, Datohead is an awesome streamer, an awesome person. The only way why James and I are doing this stream now is because he helped me throughout everything. And I want to thank him publicly for the help that he did to us so this could be possible. So subscribe to him, hit the notification bell when he goes live, and let's support him all the way, baby. So yeah. Anything else you want to mention, Jamie? You loser!
I just said people can hear me. Can you hear me?
I gotta go loud and clear. All right, guys. So awesome. Yeah, Ditto. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you very much. So, James, are we ready to start?
Ready to go.
Well, guys, you know James is no is if it James is not boring. That's why it's fun, James. So, guys, yeah. So, welcome you all for being in here. We really appreciate it. And also, like Michael MBS is saying, yes, guys, don't forget that we're giving away an S5 tablet when we hit uh, to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, that could be soon, right? But in the meantime, also, we are going to be giving James and I. We're going to be giving a couple gift cards. So when we hit those 750, so we are 30 subscribers away. So we're going to give away a couple gift cards as well. Anything else you want to say on that, Jamie?
Yes, Santos. Flush twice.
All right, so we got also Mama Bulls is in the house. Jesse, you loser. I say hello to Mossy, Matt. So awesome, guys. All right, guys. So, Jamie, can you do the introduction? What we're going to do today?
Yes, we're doing the Great Outdoors, what I'm calling the Furries Outdoor Tournament, and we're going to go through all 9 holes one by one, and basically we're going to do things a little differently. I don't know if you can hear me yet. I'm waiting to see if my voice picks up, but we have 3 approaches to each hole. We're not really talking rookie through master. We're talking, this is how we want to approach the hole. And I can barely hear myself in my in your stream. Can anyone else hear me?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Talk, Jamie. Talk.
Loser cannot understand me. So I'll speak in very short sentences.
Now,
Hole number 1. Go, Santos.
no, actually, now they can hear you because I think I had the volume a little bit low on your end. That's why.
Yes, I hear your big mouth. I do not hear my big mouth.
Oh, Henry, how is it going, buddy?
Yes, now my volume is up much better.
Jamie. Okay, guys. I'm sorry, guys. This is the first time we're doing this. Hopefully, in the future, we're gonna have a better sound, a better way of doing it. Today is basically like a tryout, and we will be doing it hopefully better in the future. But at least if you guys can hear us, that would be a good start for being the first day doing this way. So awesome. All right, guys, here we go. That's hole one. Like James said, we're going to be talking about these three lines here. You see the green line, you see the blue line, and also the red line. Just because, guys, you see the green line on the first tee, that doesn't saying that it's only for rookie. The only way why you see it like is one in T1 and T2 and 3 the different lines. It's just because Yang didn't want to put so many lines in one tee box. So that's why he decided just to do it that way. And the way we're doing it is because we're saying with the green line is basically we're saying that we're doing. I'm not gonna call it easy shot or the easy, yeah, the easy shot. You call it what, Jamie?
I call it the conservative approach. And let me
Right.
know if I'm talking too loud now.
No, I don't think so. You sound really good in my end, so I hope it sounds really good on
Okay.
their end.
So green is the conservative approach, the blue line is the Santos approach, and the red line is only in certain situations should you try this. That would be mine.
All right. So what with that being said is that you see those three lines, guys. You can do from any tee. You can try to do that. Maybe not from masters probably, but from expert, pro, and rookie, you can try the three different approach that we have there. So obviously, the one I'll be doing like for rookie division, usually if you see the little um, if you see the red line, for example, there will be a lot of people playing in that way in order to land in where really the red dot is in there on the left hand side, going to those trees. For me, I'm not gonna go that way because I remember when I played this hole, like I don't remember what the tournament was, that I end up, I think, on the rough. And once you end up in the rough, it's so difficult to get on the green, even with the second shot, especially if you're playing rookie. If you don't land on the fairway on rookie division, you can say that you blew your shot away because you're not going to be able to hit on the green with the second shot. So for me, that's why I'm going to go, like I said, the easy way to go is on the green side, going on the right, and then take my chances with maybe probably the backbone. For those people who love the backbone, they can use the backbone there for the second shot. In my part, I always like to do the Goliath because the Goliath, it gives me the option of never being between clubs. I just dislike the idea of playing a hole and then being between clubs because then your shot, it doesn't really go the way we want to. So that's why I'm a Goliath lover for that reason because it won't put me in between clubs. Okay, as for probably expert, I'm thinking more expert, like the blue line. I'm thinking more on expert because maybe the type of wind that we're gonna get. We don't know exactly what kind of wind we're gonna get, but from what I remember, the last time that I did on the power hook, which is the blue line, I remember that had tailwind. So it will be a really good chance that we are going to have the same type of win for the great outdoors. And we might gonna be using also like a power hook there, which may be using a power five ball. Hopefully, because if we find the right how can I call it, the right spot, we might be end up on the green with our drive. So that's what we are going to look for. So that's the way to do it. But like I said, with pro as well, my way of playing it is going to be on the right as well, guys. I'm not going to go on the left between those trees just because why? Because I want to play safe now. I have learned through all this time that I've been playing Golf Clash that it's very important that you play your shot that is going to give you a chance to get an eagle or an albatross, but at the same time, the most important part is being on the green because that's what we're going to go for. That's what we're playing for. So the easiest way we play, the better results we're going to get. That's my way of thinking. So definitely for me, I'm gonna play on the right, guys, going straight in there, either with my extra mile in pro is going to be my extra mile 7 with the drive is going to be 20% downhill adjustment, and in my expert division I'm going to use my apoc 5. Hopefully you're using the blue line doing a power hook if we get like a tailwind to play with. Now James will say something about the red line.
Actually, let me just review my opinion. If you have low level clubs or no power three or above balls, go to the right side using the green line. If you have intermediate clubs such as the extra mile 8 up to APOC 4 or 5, go the blue line super curl. Uh, Very situational on the red line. You require a power 5 ball and a tailwind. Michael Bolton says you can curl it around the trees, but the problem with that is, Michael, if what I'm showing is an attack on the green, the red line, the first dot, if you want to land it there, you can, but I wouldn't suggest doing it because you could end up behind the trees. The only way to get it to bounce well is to go between those two trees right there, find your sweet spot where you're not going to hit those first trees before you land on the fairway. But just know you can very easily go past the fairway if you have the right ball and the right club. So I would suggest if you have a tailwind and you have a Thor 6 or an APOC 6 and a Power 5 ball and a tailwind, go for it. However, you could always fall back to the blue line with those clubs.
All right.
Let's see.
Yes.
There was one more question. Let's see. How hard is it to curl it left and land on the first red dot? Yeah, that Marquis. That's the same thing I was just telling Michael. That you don't want to go that way as far as rolling it down that hill, because if you stop while you're behind the trees, you don't have a clear line to the green at that point.
Yeah.
All right.
And depending on the wind that we're gonna get, like with the second, with our second shot, sometimes probably it could be even better to play like on the left where the red line is, because maybe we might have a wind that is gonna be more straight to the hole, with our second shot. But the situation is the same that what just James said. I played that hole before, and I sometimes I got stuck on the rough, and then my second shot there was no chance to get a hole in one or whatever on this hole, an eagle, by doing and landing on the rough. And if you do too much topspin at the same time, then if you're not careful and you don't hit the precise rough, so it could stop your ball of landing on the other side of the rough. Then so that's why I feel like the left is a risky shot, mate, in my opinion, right, guys? Remember that Jamie and we're talking like the way I think is the safest way to play the hole. So for us, for me, it would be like on the green line, both ways with pro and expert. I mean, pro and rookie. And probably, like I said, if we got tailwind, we're gonna go with a power hook with the blue line S, maybe with a power 5 ball or something like that, or a power 4, depending on that type of how much wind we're gonna get. So
What's up, Richie Rich? How you doing, man? Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so that's how we planning on doing this. And like I said, on your second shot, guys, if you want to take, like I said, your Goliath and your backbone will be good for
Right.
either expert or
And,
pro. It depends how you feel comfortable with. I already told you
and
why I like the Goliath, just because, or maybe an
right.
expert. If you have a
And
higher B52, then you can use a B52 as well. Yeah, James.
one more thing. Please explain the drive 20% downhill and the approach 10% downhill so that moving forward, people will know what that means.
Yes, for most of you, probably you understand what is downhill means and what an uphill means. For example, like downhill means that you adding elevation to your shot. What is that saying? Let's say that if you have 7 miles an hour wind, right, and you add 20%, so it will add up maybe a ring and a half extra to your adjustment. And if it's uphill, so it means look how different it is. Supposedly, like if it's downhill, it should be like you should be going lower rings, but it's the opposite. Downhill it means going up, and up means going down. So if you have uphill, it means that you subtract um, to your rings on the club that you're playing on. But in this case, it's both downhill. So you will add a little more with your drive, and then it will be a little less with your second shot, which it might be with either your Goliath with your long iron or your wood club, depending where you land with your first
Right.
shot.
And Michael Bolton had something else he wanted to add before we go to the next hole. So while he's typing it in, let me just also put it in my voodooish. When you have a downhill shot, when you're looking at these guides and you see 20% downhill or 10% downhill, in my mind, that's just saying downhill, add a ring for every 10%. Uphill, take off a ring for every 10%. Keep it simple. Now, obviously, if you use Golf Clash Notebook, you can use your arrow, or you can adjust the wind factor on that, or if you have Clash Caddy, however they do it with that. Uh, but in general, if you don't use any tools, just know when it's downhill and you have to adjust it 8 rings, it's probably going to go 10 rings. So you need to make sure that you leave yourself some wiggle room in your adjustment.
Yeah, and the situation with that is because it will depend on how upgraded your club is. What is your accuracy? Basically, that's where it's going to vary for some people, because some people might have, let's say, for example, extra mile 5 is different than extra mile 6 and extra mile 7.
Right.
Because you have to adjust maybe more rings. So the most important part is knowing your club, what is the accuracy, and then you add accordingly to what your club is on the accuracy level. So that's pretty much it.
Right.
So
Okay,
anything else?
let's go to hole 2 because Michael Bolton will have us here all night.
All right. Okay, guys, this is hole 2. Okay, remember what are we just saying? That the green line is not specific. We're talking about rookie. The green line is, like I call it, the most safest shot to do. James called it
Conservative.
exactly, and that's what it is. So for us, it just that's what it means, guys. So don't go just because you see the red line, the blue line, and the green line on the first tee, the blue one in the second tee, and the red one in the third tee. We talking like it's masters and pro and expert, and then rookie. No, you can play the shot like from the different ways, but in the same order. It doesn't really matter. like for this hole two, this is a 30% downhill that we're saying. So you're gonna add to your max adjustment if it's pro and expert. So whatever the max adjustment you're gonna have, you're gonna add 30% extra because I'm thinking that most people, especially in expert, they're gonna do the rough bump. I'm gonna do the rough bump with the sniper. So that's the way I'm going to do it. Right now, we're not saying. Also, one thing we want to mention that we're not saying how much top spin or how much side spin you're going to use because we're never going to have an accurate way of saying it until we really get the actual win. So that's why today we're just giving a little bit of basics of how to play the hole. Like for example, for me, in this hole, like if it's rookie and probably just rookie because I think even on pro, depending what type of win we're going to get on pro, but I'm thinking that I'm going to use basically the rough bump. But as for the rookie division, you better, I think the better way to do it is do it just before the bunker. As you can see the bunker there where the green line and the red line crosses each other, just before there, you can do your you can find your spot right there, guys, with the rookie division and do it from there. That's a really safe side shot to do it. And the same thing, rookie is the same thing. You're gonna add 30% downhill in there, and you can do it the safer way. The safest way for me is do it just before the bunker. So that's the way of doing that one. And then for you, Jamie, I guess you're gonna use the Guardian on this.
Yes, I have a few things to say. First of all, what's up, Jerry? And yes, Rich Lawson, there is going to be a guardian in this shot. However, let's talk about the situation. If you have a headwind or a tailwind, you might be better off taking the blue approach, which is a Santos shot. But if you have a side wind, it makes that rough bump very difficult. So I might just take, especially in shootouts, the guardian full backspin and aim it at the cup, the second bounce at the cup, and then take an extra 2 to 3 rings depending on the wind. One ring for every 5 miles per hour is my guess to start with.
Okay, let me
Uh,
say hello to Jamie. Let me say hello to Rick, Johnny, and Randy. Welcome, guys. Go ahead, Jamie.
that's all I had.
Oh, that's all you had? So, what
Yep.
about the crazy shot with the red line?
Well, that was the guardian shot. If you have a side wind and you can't risk or you don't want to risk the rough bump, then I would simply put full backspin on my guardian. And if it was 8 miles an hour wind, I would move it 10 rings and see what happens. And then the next time I would know better.
I see what MBS is saying on the rookie division. They're saying to use 20 to 25%. In my opinion, guys, I will go with 30%. That's the way it works for me in the past. So I'm gonna go with there. All I gotta do is just basically find my landing position where I want it, and then you work from there. It could be
Yes,
25.
I'm actually
Right.
playing the rookie division with a brand new account this time, and because of my low level clubs, I'm taking the green approach with a couple of backspin. And if the wind is 2 or 3 miles an hour, my rule of thumb, without looking it up on Golf Clash Notebook or Caddy, is just to add a half a ring and then see where it lands, and then adjust as I go throughout the week, trying to zone in on that hole in one. But for now, I'm happy just to get a birdie to qualify.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if we find the right spot, then go for that. And then as Slipknot says, what did I miss? Well, just only hold one that we explained just a little bit ago, and then nothing else other than that. All right. So, guys, any more questions for hole number two? I don't see more questions other than what MBS said. All right. So this is hole number three, guys, a par five. Okay, this one. I think this hole is gonna be a headache for a lot of people, guys. Even it could be for us.
Hey, you switched back to hole two for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. It's just because I was, but we're now in hole three. Oh,
I'm saying on the
Gus.
screen it's hole two. There you go.
Gus is in the house as well. Welcome, welcome. We got Shiva as well. Welcome. Thank you so much. Santos, do you see my comment for hole one? What was that? Do you know what was it, James? I don't know. I didn't see it, probably.
I believe he was talking about going the using the hook to end up where the red line, the first circle is, and we
Mhm.
talked about how that's a dangerous spot to aim for because you might get stuck behind a tree.
All right. Okay, for this shot, guys. Okay, for hole three, par five. This is a hole, like I was saying, is gonna be quite a headache for some people because with the drive, we gotta be careful on doing the right adjustment and try to land on that fairway on the middle there, so we can have an open look for our second shot in my end with my sniper. Maybe for James is gonna be with his guardian. I don't know, but for me, so so this is gonna be a 20% downhill with your drive, and basically depending how the wind we're gonna get, if it's crosswind with some little bit of headwind, or maybe some crosswind with a little bit of tailwind, we don't know yet. So we don't know exactly how much topspin we're going to use, but I'm really certain that we're gonna use for sure right spin. It don't matter what kind of wind we get, we have to use for our drive right spin 100%, because that's the only way we could do it. And not only just using right spin, we have to use curl, not full curl, because if you do it, you might ending on the bunker on the middle of that fairway, and we don't want it. You want probably like a quarter maybe. I'm thinking like a quarter of a curl to the right, and then that will be the safe shot to do. You see there that we only have, okay, guys, now let's talk about the yellow line. The yellow line for me is a no, 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 no. You can play it that way because it's easy to do it with your drive, but then your second shot is going to be a nightmare, because trying to get into the green with your second shot is going to be almost impossible. I said almost because I will say that in life nothing is impossible, but on that yellow line, I will recommend not to do it. The best way to go is where you see like the green line and also the blue line. That's the best way to go to get our best chances to get on the fairway on the middle, and then from there use a wood club to get on the green, and also to have a possibility to get even an albatross. It's not an easy one, but I seen it done it. Even myself, I done it only once, but I done it, the albatross, with my sniper from the middle of the fairway there. So the best way to do it is from the the green and the blue line, guys. Already, Jimmy, and the elevation is 20%.
All right, so when I start talking, I'm going to start going to clear the fog out of the phone line here, because I think that that's the problem. Is the first moment that I start talking, there's a little bit of feedback. So anyway, here I go. Yes, if you have a headwind or a mostly side wind, the blue and the green is most likely the way you'll go to protect your eagle. I see a question in here about the red line. If we have a tailwind and you can put a power five ball in with an APOC five or above, and you can see that you can reach the the fairway on the left side between the two sand traps. How I would set that up to start with would be full right curl, full top spin, uh, adjust for the wind to find the landing spot, and then simply move 20 rings left, and then do the power curl. And then obviously your second and third attempt will hone it, zero it in. You may miss it the first time, but you'll know what you did wrong. And the only reason I would ever try the golden shot or the yellow shot would be if I had a straight tailwind, 15 or so miles per hour wind or more, and then put the globe in with an APOC 5, 6, 7, or possibly a Thor 6, something with lots of topspin. I don't think the big topper can do it, but here's the cool thing. If you miss that shot, as long as your first bounce is on that fairway and you don't land in the trees, I believe your Nirvana or your sandwich will get you home for an easy eagle. So it's the go for it shot that may work once, may not work at all, but at least you know you've got your eagle. So anyway, moving on.
All right. Do you see what Shiva says? Shiva says, explain the super slide shot. I'm assuming the red line with an APOC.
Yes, if just in case you missed it, I said find the landing spot between the two sand traps on the left side, and then adjust 20 rings left, and then super curl it with full top spin, full right spin, and then adjust after you find out where you land the first time. In other words, I can't tell you if you're going to adjust 8 rings for wind and that's going to be right. You need to find out where your landing spot is going to be and then do the super curl 20 rings away. And this is also assuming that you have an APOC 5 or up, and can reach that far with the Power 5 ball.
All right, Venus, welcome, 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 Venus as well. Yeah. As for the super, like Shiva says, I seen that shot before, and but I seen it only playing. I think it was, yeah, I think it was expert, but I think it was with a snow globe, and also like I think it was like 17 miles per hour that person had.
Right, but what you didn't see was them getting a birdie. They always got the eagle because they always were able to reach on their second shot.
Correct. Yeah, but the one I saw, that guy landed on the green, man. I don't know how, but that was crazy. I saw it done with them. I think he had like 18 or 70 miles per hour, something like that, and he made it. I got like my mouth was like but I seen it. People done it obviously with an APOC. I think it was an APOC 7 as well. So
Hey Santos,
yeah.
well, I forgot to go back to hole one real quick because I want to bring up what Michael sent me. He says that on hole one you can lay up with a quarterback or rock, and I'm assuming he means land at the first red circle on the left side, and then there is a funnel that you can look for with the sniper to eagle it. So that would be land above the hole and let it roll back down.
Okay, so you want me to go back?
Yeah, you were supposed to go back when I said it at the beginning, but
Yeah,
that's okay
but
too.
you just say go back, but you should stop.
No, I was explaining it while you went back, but that's okay.
Okay,
We're
there we
cool.
go. There it is. All right, so you explained it already, so I guess the guys will know. Okay, guys, and remember, this is our first time doing this. Like I said, we're gonna get better and more experience when we do more and more previews, tournament previews in the future. Okay, and better sound as well. So okay, we are ready.
Yes, Shiva. I believe a extra mile 8 with a power 5 ball could possibly get you close enough if you go the golden or yellow line. I would not attempt that with the extra mile on the red line because you don't have enough curl.
Like the power slice.
Yeah, I would not try the power slice with
No.
extra mile 8 because you don't have enough curl, in my opinion. But you know, I can do a lot of things with an extra mile 8 that people go, huh? Because I play it with a mini slice or something like that. But this full power curl, I have a bad feeling you'd be stuck in those trees on the left side.
Anthony, don't worry, man. I didn't see it, so don't worry about that. So it's all right. Hey, we're here to help each other. Actually, that's what we do in this preview. Yes, so you guys, for some of you, for other people that maybe will come later on and watch the stream, that they would like to know how to play the holes, especially when it comes to rookie. That even though that is really lower win, but if you don't have the clubs, it's hard to play these holes when you don't have the clubs as well, especially when you have only like an extra mile 3, extra mile 4, or even extra mile 5, where you have just a tiny bit of curl, and also the ball guide is not the best one to use as well. So yeah, so but as long they make the safest shot to do it, it will be awesome, and that is the green and the blue line to go with it. That's the best way to do it, and this hole for sure. And also, I think I saw MBS saying that with your second shot, you do 10%. In my case, I don't use elevation with my second shot. If for you, it's like I always said, if for you it works like using a 10% extra, go for that. For me, it doesn't work with the 10%. I just go with
Hole number 4.
or with the second shot in hole number 3, and then we go hole number 4. This is a good one. A part 3 that you can see there. This is only like 10% downhill as well. All right, Anthony. Don't worry, man. It's all good, like I said. Okay, for this one, if you see the blue line, that is the rough bump. Some people, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be using maybe the quarterback here. Others, maybe they will use the rock. Not the rock. What is the other one? Not the rock.
The rocket.
The rocket. See, I get
The rocket.
So they're probably going to use that one. But I think I'm pretty sure that I'm going to see a lot of people playing with the quarterback here, doing the rough bump. In those people, maybe you could see me maybe doing that as well. But I'm not sure yet. But that is what the blue line is. If you want to do the rough bump, and if you do the rough bump, I done it, but with the extra mile. And with the extra mile, you use it just the 10% extra for the max distance. I remember that I think that I did. Um, I think the last time I played this one, because it's been a while, I think I used, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 touchman. I think I did, and like 4 or 5 left spin on this hole. But all depends on the wind, like I said. That's why we're not saying how much topspin, how much backspin, how much side spin we're gonna use, just because we don't know exactly what the winds are gonna get. And then the green line is what I call it, the safest shot. Just land there or aim just before the rough, and then work from there, like exactly how you're gonna use it, like with your pro and expert, you know, probably they're gonna if you want to play the safe, which I don't think so. We always gonna do the rough bump. I'm pretty sure. But if you want to do it safe, you just do it just before the rough and the bunker there, and then you could play it with your sniper only if we got some sort of crosswind or tailwind. But if we're gonna have headwind, which I'm pretty sure we're gonna get, so the best way to do it is the blue line in the rough bump for me. What about you, Jamie?
Okay, the first thing I want to say is so the microphone will clear out. Marquis says, "Will the quarterback work in rookie?" I believe the answer to that is no. The quarterback is probably going to be second and third tee, and the only way I would take the blue line is if the wind was perfectly diagonal. Let's say at 7 o'clock, and gives me lots of wiggle room to miss my shot. Uh, the red line is basically for shootouts only for me with my APOC 7 with all that backspin because I'm probably not going to put the Thor's hammer in at all. And the green line is the one that I normally take. It's the most conservative, and at the same time, I feel like at least I'm going to be on the green and get closer and closer and closer. But I will be experimenting during the shootouts with the let's say half curl of the APOC 7.
Yeah,
Go
because
ahead.
it has a lot of backspin in it, and in case you need it. All right, and some people will play probably where the red line is, right, Jamie? Probably what you just said.
Yeah, there will be a lot of people with Thor's hammer trying to do that, but unfortunately, it's only good for a shootout when you're trying to get within three. It's very difficult to find the exact right amount of curl to get it to have a hole in one without it being a mistake.
Already. Okay, yeah. Well, guys, there's the way we could play. Like I said, most likely in expert, it will be where the blue line is, and probably on pro, maybe some people will do it as well, or will try to do it. But I'll be seeing most of the time on the green line as well. RJ is in the house. Come on, everybody. Let's get some booms in the chat for RJ is in the house, baby. Hi, RJ. How are you, my brother? All right, Jamie. So I think we all set for this one.
Hole number five.
Okay, guys. Here we go. We got up this hole number five, a par four. Like you guys already know, green line is playing safe. Blue line is basically doing like a normal shot, which is, it has their own risk, but is one of the good chances of getting an albatross as well, going on the left. And then probably if we got a good tailwind, which I think we're going to do on especially an expert, we're going to go where the red line is. Trying to land right in the middle of the fairway there, really close to the green there, just before the bunkers. And then from there, try to use maybe like I think it would be like the short iron, which many people would love to do, especially if it's the thorn for all the backspin that it has, and many people will be getting some good chances for getting an albatross in this par four here. Okay, so talking about the safe way on playing the green line, it just that if you, okay, let me try to see if I can edit this. Yeah, I'm gonna do, you see where that I press the white dot? If you see where the white dot that I just did right now, if you want to play it safe, depending if you have like a headwind, especially a massive headwind, and you don't really want to risk it on the left, if you don't have like a power wind resistant ball, you can land where I just did the white dot there, and then land exactly here. See, I'm gonna just scratch it a little bit there. You see where there is a scratch it out a little bit the white dot there, and land there, and then with your second shot, try to land just depending for those who are guardian lovers. If we got tailwind, it's easy because you could be right on the green here and then do a full backspin adjustment and try to get on the green. But if in case you don't use a guardian and you use a sniper lover like I am, and if I play it there, then I will land just before the green, like on the rough, like I'm gonna point it for you guys, like right here. You see where that dot is on the green right there? I will be placing myself like in that area there and just try to get my eagle, get on the green or my birdie, whatever it is in this hole, and just be as safe. But okay, now getting a chance to do it is where the blue line is. That's where most of us are gonna try to play. But like I said, It depends what kind of driver we have, what kind of ball we use, because you don't want to end up short and hitting the rough and stay on the rough there, because then your second shot is going to be tough to get on the green, and even getting really risking a real potential of losing your even your birdie or your eagle if it's an eagle. I think this is a birdie hole, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So the blue line is the blue line, like I said, is the better way to go, because then I will take, like this hole, I will definitely gonna take the Guardian. And if I'm gonna play on the left, if I'm gonna play on the blue line, I'm gonna take my Guardian and my Southern just for the backspin. But if I'm gonna play it safe, like I said, with my grid line, I'm going to do it with my sniper. That's the way of me thinking of playing this hole. You, James?
All right. Well, before I start my explanation, first of all, I want to give my impression of RJ this week. Pivot, 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 pivot. Okay. Now my impression of RJ next week. My sandwich, my sandwich. So anyway, that's my impression of RJ with his newfound family. Okay, so on this hole, the green line is for headwinds. The blue line
The blue line,
is. I'm
we
not sure if you guys can still hear me. I was getting a phone call. The
we,
red line
we lose
for
you for a
me is
little
the
bit.
tailwind. Yeah, sorry about that. I was getting a phone call. But the red line is where I'm basically gonna drive it up to Hornet range, if not Embringer range, on my drive if I have a tailwind. The blue line is for most people when they have a tailwind or a side wind. So anyway, but let me send this text while you talk. Go ahead, next hole.
All right, so yeah, guys. All right, there we go. Okay, we're gonna go hole number 6, guys. You already know, because the reason I'm explaining the green, the blue, and the red lines, it's just because maybe somebody will come and we don't want them to get confused, like because the red line is on the third tee, the blue line is in the second tee, and the green line is on the first tee. For those who are here from since the beginning, you already know that we're not really going just because it's in rookie tee or the pro and expert tee or in a masters tee. It's just that in any division, or at least from pro, expert, and rookie, you could play where the green line is and also the blue line is as well, and even the red line. Okay, the easy way to go, like if you want to go easy, you don't want to go aggressive in this hole, you could play like, where the green line is, and then taking your second shot may probably will be with your wood club, whatever you use, Guardian, or you use Big Dog, or Cataclysm, or Sniper, all those type of clubs, depending which club that we're gonna decide to go, if you like to go with the green line is. Me, depending on the wind, but most likely I'll be trying to go with the blue line is. Even with probably rookie, even with pro, and even with expert. My chances are really thinking that I'm gonna take the blue line, because I just want to have more chances of getting something extra on this hole. In the higher division, like if it's like expert, probably use the rough bump. The rough bump in this hole is not really that consistent. The way I seen it before, I tried it many times, and no matter how you keep tweaking it a little bit here and there, it always goes sides to the hole. It always goes to the left, it always goes to the right. But I mean, it's never consistent going with the rough pump, but it's the better choice to go sometimes, instead of just doing like a regular shot. So the blue line, it will be my option to go in both of my 3 divisions that I play, which is rookie, pro, and expert. Blue line, it will be the best option for me. Um,
Okay, you want me to talk?
yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure it was my turn. The green line, uh, I would like to say that that's an interesting approach. It's very safe. You don't have to worry about getting stuck in the rough where you can't reach the green, but you do have to be careful not to roll it off the end of that fairway. So it looks like a full curl shot with any level driver would be fine. The Santos shot to the left is what most people take. I'm assuming we're on hole 6, by the way. In case, let me look at your screen here. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, and the crazy shot is if we have some major tailwind and we want to use a power 5 ball, it's possible if our ball guide allows us to get to that far end of the fairway that we could at least bounce it over to the what I call the third fairway where the sand trap is on it, and you could still get home even if you roll off or roll into the sand. So I'm going to be playing around with that shot to the left of the trees to see what I can do to make sure that at least it's going to be a birdie, but possible. I'm sorry, eagle. But it's possible that if I can get my shot close enough, even from the rough, don't know what the wind's going to be like on the second shot, but it seems like it might be a close chip. So
Awesome.
anyway, that's what I got.
All right. Ryan, welcome. Michael, Lloyd Buddy is in the heart as well. Welcome, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. All right, guys. And don't forget also with your drive, don't forget to add that 20% downhill. And with your second shot, don't forget to go with only 10% downhill. Okay. So that's hole number 6. We move along blue line. Let's go for it. Because if we go green line like MBS says, most likely we gotta take the longest wood club that we have. And the only two ones that you can use is only Big Dog and Cataclysm. But most people don't have like a Cataclysm, level 6 or something like that, or level 5. So most likely will be the Big Dog. But there's no need to do that if we go where the blue line is. We just go the sniper and we're good to go. And like Guardian lovers like James, Guardian Club. Alrighty, so we move along. Carrie, welcome. How are you? Welcome, welcome. So now we are in hole 7, part 3, guys. This is 10% downhill. Okay, this one, um, like we always said, the blue line and the green line is the safest shot, if I could call it that way, so we could go easy in it and just play it just before the bunker and the rough there, using a 10% extra on this one. And using like in Pro Division and Expert, we're going to be using the sniper, those who play sniper. Never play this hole where the red line is. I never done it before. James is going to explain a little bit more in there, but for me, I never done it in there on the red line. So for me, the best way that I've done it is just on the green and the blue line, just before the bunker and the rough, finding my spot there, and depending on the wind I'm going to use, depending if I'm going to use top spin and some maybe a little bit of side spin, either right or left, depending on the wind. But that's the way for me to go, is the green and the blue line. And as for Jane, is going to explain a little bit on the red line.
Okay, well, it all depends on the wind. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to go clear the channel here. The red line to me is if we have a headwind or a tailwind, and possibly a side wind up to about 7 or 8 o'clock. If you put your ball guide right there where it turns on the red line, you can curl it onto the green with about 4 or 5 backspin, but you'll have to play with it to find the right one, depending on how the wind's going to play us. You can curl it right there onto the green and into the hole. I've seen it done many times. there's a shot that's not showing up on this, which I guess I would call it the golden one. If you have a straight side wind, you can actually take your Guardian or your Rocket, or possibly Saturn and Rookie. I don't know if you'd have a Saturn and Rookie with full backspin, but you can actually put it right there on the green, aim your second bounce right at the cup, and then move it sideways. That's a safer shot. But the reason I went with the red line was because I'm expecting there to be some headwind or tailwind. And you can bounce it right onto the green with about a third curl. It rolls right towards the hole. You actually get a lot closer than most people that take this direct approach.
I seen some people play your way on the red line, and most of them I see them on the bunker.
That has to do with the wind direction, of course. It's more
So
of a headwind tailwind shot.
that's why I just don't like it because you never know. But it is because they were trying to do like the rough bump in there, and there's not much rough that you can work on it. If you're not precise, you most likely might end up in the bunker or hitting the fairway and land all the way into the other side of the green in the rough.
Yeah, it's like Marquis says. If you don't have enough backspin, you do not want to take the direct approach. If you have full backspin of a Guardian 7 or 8, or a Rocket 10, you can stop the ball before it rolls off the back of the green. But
Look where
most of the time,
Ryan says on this hole on the rough bump. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like he
oh yeah,
said,
there's just so little rough to work with, and until we see the wind, if it's a straight side wind, I'll see a lot of people doing the rough bump.
yeah, it's like I
Until
said,
we
it's
see the
more.
wind, we don't know.
You might be rewarded because it's a risky shot if you really can really find the right elevation and the right adjustment on this hole. You might be rewarded if you do the rough bump. But it's like I said, sometimes we could find a way of getting a hole in one in this hole without risking that much. That's what I'm really talking about. That's why I feel like the green and the blue line is the safest way to play, in my opinion. Shiva says, okay, yeah. Jesse says, not enough room for error for the rough bump for me. Okay, yes, I got you. Me too, man. I totally understand. Also says, Shiva says also on the right, if it rolls past the hole, it rolls all the way off to the green. Yes, that's what I said as well. So yeah. So, but at the end of the day, is how you feel comfortable playing the hole. For me, I just feel more comfortable going where the green and the blue line is. So that's where I'm going to be
Yeah,
playing.
I'm with Anthony. The red line has been much more consistent for me.
Okay, you see, that's what I say. You know, it just depends. Like for me, I never have played this one on the right, so I don't know. Maybe I might listen to you and Anthony and try it and see what happens. But on qualifications, because if it doesn't work, it's a no-no. All right, guys. So, and don't forget to add your 10% downhill on this one as well. Okay. And for the rookie division, same thing, guys. Green line, blue line with your Goliath is the best club for me. Like I said, for those who like to use the backbone because of accuracy, you go ahead and use it. But for me, always works. My Goliath is my best option all the way in all those part threes if possible. Maybe in rookie, I might make a decision just because I don't have too much wind to play on, and I might decide to go with a backbone. But when it comes to pro and also expert, just because I don't like to use my B52s, but I don't think we're gonna need that. I think it will be like a sniper shot, most likely. And yes, so this is hole 7, guys. Go safe and be consistent. Find the landing position spot that you need and go for it. Boom, baby. What about the Guardian? Says Gus. Do you have any? I think you mentioned a little bit right on the with the red line, Damon.
Yes, the Guardian works fine for any of these colors, especially the one that's not even up there. If you have a straight side wind, you can go straight at the green, and I've got the hole in one before, but it has to be a side wind for it to work well. If it's more of a headwind or tailwind, I definitely go the red line with. You don't need a lot of backspin. That's why the sniper still works.
He says that Gus says with headwind as well. Is it possible to play
Well,
with?
again, the red line you can do with headwind, tailwind easily. It's the where you're bouncing it directly onto the green that the wind messes with you as far as compressing your shot or extending your shot. So I don't like to go directly at the hole when I have a straight headwind or tailwind. I prefer side wind because then at least I know my landing spot is going to be on the green or right in front of the green, not in the sand.
Awesome. All right. We even though guys right now we're not talking. One thing that you probably guys have noticed is that we haven't say anything about what kind of ball to use or anything like that. And like I said, it always depend on the wind and the type of balls that you have because let's put it this way, guys. I feel like the better ball you use, the better chances you're gonna have in any hole. Some people, they say no, I don't like to use that, or it's or waste a really good ball in this hole because whatever reason I do it fine with a navigator, with a quasar, or with a katana. But I mean, if the hole requires a kingmaker, or if the ball or the hole requires any higher wind resistant ball, just go for it because that's what is tournaments all about. Is trying to put yourself in the best chances to get the hole, and have the advantage with other people don't have. So that's the way I feel. So just go with the best chances that you will have to get a hole in one, an eagle, or an albatross, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. Next hole.
Hole number 8, a par 4. Okay, so as for the green line, like I mentioned, is the safest shot. That is for hopefully the rookie that they're gonna be doing probably the rough pump or maybe just before the rough on the little gap there on the fairway in the middle there that you might also want to play and do it safe. Also, I think it will work probably for pro division as well because maybe or not because sometimes in pro we get headwind than expert division. But in this whole, I'm thinking most likely that we're gonna use, especially when it comes to pro and expert, we're gonna play where the blue line is. Um, Using and adjusting accordingly to the wind that we have because that's why we're not putting any wind or how much top spin or how much side spin you're gonna use because all will depend about what we're gonna have tomorrow. That would be really awesome that we could have another recap after tomorrow so exactly we'll know what kind of win we're going to have and then we can be more precise and explaining what ball will work better and what club that you have will work better as well. But obviously it will be extra miles and probably Thor's hammers, and probably as well apex that they're going to be playing in these holes, and that's for sure. And as for rookie, I think the green line is the better option to do it safe shot that you can put yourself on the green because if you have a lower level clubs, you always when you play rookie guys, for those who are rookie players, you gotta always find the best way of playing with your drive that will put you on the green or landing on the fairway all the time because it could be costly with especially when you have those lower clubs when you end up in the rough that they don't have much distance that you risk your shot for no reason where it's no need to. So in this one with an extra mile 3, 4, or 5 is an easy play on the green side to be on the green with your drive with easy way of doing. And we're going to use 10%. Most likely, if it's headwind, I'm thinking that do a 20%, because remember that when we have headwind, we got to think about the compressed um, guideline that we have. So the ball is not going to land exactly where we thinking is going to land, just because of the compressed guideline that we have. So that's why we have to be careful. It's like with tailwind. With tailwind, it's the same thing. If we're not careful, that's why you see, I remember myself playing this hole that most of the time I was always hitting the rough because I didn't know my adjustment, I didn't know my elevation. And most of the time, you're always hitting the rough when you have tailwind because we didn't know that, when you have an extended ball guideline, your ball is going to hit, if it's tailwind, your ball is going to hit further than when it's tailwind. I mean, when it's headwind. So those are the things that we always got to be tactical when playing these holes. Most importantly, try to get into the green. If you play with the blue line is, make sure that it hits the rough just before the green. Because if it doesn't hit the rough, you most likely, if you use too much topspin for, let's say, for some way that I've seen many times, you might end up in the rough in the other side of from the other side of the green there, or even in the bunker. So try to be careful and find the right landing position spot that you need to you do a real accurate shot, and just put yourself on the green and get your eagle or your birdie, and let's move on. Let's not try to be fancy about it. Jamie.
I just wanted to make sure I had the mic going. I would say the green line is for rookie only because when you get to the second and third tee, it's very difficult to reach that spot so you can rough bump it directly onto the green. The blue line is what people take most of the time, but they also, depending on the wind, they get stuck in the rough or they go past the green. Uh, I'd like to say the biggest mistake people make is, let's say you put a power three ball in, and then you max adjust your club. If you'll move your club back and forth, you'll notice that on the blue line, you're generally near the short end of your club. So though you are taking 10 or even 20% extra, but it's extra from the short side of your club, not the long side. That's the biggest mistake people make. I prefer, because I have the clubs now, uh, APOC 6 and up, or Thor 6 and up. You can actually just put full backspin, put yourself out in the left side fairway, and take about a third curl, and it plops right on the green and stops. The only thing you have to worry about is there's one specific wind, and I believe it's a straight side wind to the right that you can actually hit that tree with your curl. That's why I say it's only about a third curl. It's no more.
You're talking about
So
the red line, right?
yes, red line is only a third curl. I've tried it full curl and I've hit the tree. I've tried it full curl and I've actually curled it back into the sand on the side of the green. About a third curl, and you roll right onto the green.
All right, awesome. And yeah, like Anthony says, the blue line is the safest way to go and the smartest one, he says. Yeah, I think
But
most of us, we're going to be playing there, especially when we come.
yeah, unfortunately for me, I love the red line, but they're going to give me straight headwind and force me into the blue line. So in that case, I would do full top spin, and when you set up your second bounce on the rough, you always want to push it forward to the very edge of it. Even if it rolls off the end of the green, it's still better than getting stuck in the rough.
And yeah, and like you said, I seen also the shot with the red line is, and I see that many people do almost full curl, and they end up hitting the rough on the right there, or almost getting into the bunker, just because you cannot use a full curl in there for sure, because otherwise you might
Right,
pay
and
the
and,
price.
and you can hit a tree, so you got to be careful.
Yep, that tree on the right there is really, really, really dangerous. But that's the way it goes. And like I said, we're gonna be playing for pro and expert, probably in my end, blue line. Rookie division, we really encourage you to use the green line. I think is the safest way to go in rookie division. Alrighty? And don't forget also to add that 10% downhill, guys. Very important to use that or to add that into
Right.
your
Yeah.
adjustment.
And as you said about rookie, you probably won't have enough top spin on your club. You have to be careful.
Yeah, you might.
If you try the blue line in rookie, you better have a lot of top spin.
Yeah, it's like Markivity says something here about that. Let me see. Let me move up a little bit. What is it? Where is it? Yeah, it says the rookie. And rookie, I use extra mile, rough bump, rough bump, and side spin, right side spin, no touch spin. All right, yeah, that's what you were saying, Jamie. That you have to be careful with the touch spin. You might even use some backspin instead of touch spin. I'm thinking. So
Yes, on the green line backspin, but on the blue line top spin, of course.
already, okay, and we not the last but not least, we come to do hole number 9, par 5. Well, about this one, before I talk about it, this one brings me good memories. Some of you might be asking why. Why? Because hole 9, I remember that's how I got my first gold banner in in Pro Division with my second chance account. And I won the gold in this hole 9 that I needed in an albatross, and I was able to get it on that day. So I have a really good memory on this one. Okay, so how am I going to play this one? Do you see, guys, that we say that the green line is the safest shot to go, and the blue line, we call it like the regular shot, right? That we can go for it. Okay, this shot here, guys, the you can go with the green line, but I've seen it so many times that then you're gonna have a really tough time to get on the green with your second shot. Some people have to use overpower even with a big dog or a big club like that. Like the big dog is most likely that I've seen. I haven't seen like a cataclysm, like probably like an expert division and things like that. But I'm talking more like in the pro division and also in the rookie division as well. So for me, the best way to play this hole, especially like I said, I got a good memory on it, is where the blue line is. Okay, so I like to play the rough bump. Do you see where the dot? Let me edit it a little bit and let me put a white dot so you guys will know what I'm talking about. Like here, do you see where the white dot is? Like right there. That's what I'm going to be looking at to do my rough bump, and then land exactly here. I don't know if you guys can see it there. I want to land right there using some, I have to use not full curl, but maybe like around 50% curl that I'm going to use. And obviously, we're going to find out, if it's headwind, which I think is going to be most likely we're going to have here. It will be the headwind. But I will go with the rough bump. And then the second shot, it has to be with big dog or cataclysm, guys. Please don't take a sniper on this hole, because if you do it and you do it on the right, the way I'm thinking with the blue line, you're gonna have a really hard time to get on the green. I would say that you not even get on the green, honestly, because it's a really tough shot with your second shot. So take your big dog or cataclysm. That day I remember that I used my horizon. Why? Because of the top spin that it has. This hole on the green, it has like a slope. that the idea that I did it was try to go all the way up on the green and then come down towards the hole and try to get my albatross. That's the way to go for this one because it has like a slope down. And that's what I'm going to be looking for because I pretty much know that has that kind of slope that if you aim right at the pin, then just try to go your using topspin. It's better to roll all the way up and then roll it, let it roll all the way down towards the hole, and then hopefully find the right spot and get your albatross in this hole. So for me, the best way to go is the blue line in there, and that's the way I'm going to be playing it. Jamie?
Okay, so let's talk about the green line. That is the road most traveled, but I'm to the point now where I don't ever want to go the green line again. I do agree with Santos that the rough bump on the blue line sets you up nicely for a cat or a big dog to at least get it close to the green, if not on the green. But there's this one situation that might happen where on the red line, if you have a straight tailwind and a power five ball, it's possible that you can bounce it on the first fairway on the right and maybe make it to the second fairway. And if you do make it to the second fairway, you might even bounce onto the third one. Chances are good, though, that you're going to bounce from the first fairway and into the rough short of that second fairway. But the good news is your Nirvana 5, 6, or 7 and up will be able to reach the green from there, assuming you don't have a straight headwind. But you wouldn't have tried that shot if you had a straight headwind on the first shot anyway.
All right,
So
Marquis.
that's what I'm going to try if I have a straight tailwind.
All right, and the Marquis is saying, do you have that I'll be safe somewhere, Santos? I do. It's actually in my channel. The thing is that I don't remember the name of the tournament, Marquivity. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the tournament, but I know it's in my stream because I did it live that day. And yeah, so it's there, but I just don't remember where, or I don't remember which video it is. And I have a like
I can tell you, Santos, it was the fall major.
full major.
Yes, hole number 9 in fall major, I believe.
All right, so then I have to go back then and look for the full major stream there for my second chance account and Pro Division. I remember that. So it should be somewhere there, Marquivity. So yeah, so guys, that's pretty much it for tonight. It was fall major, says Jesse Hunley. All right, so okay, so fall it is. Or actually, yeah, why don't I go? Give me a second. Okay, guys. So this is all for the preview guide. And actually, why don't let me go and look at it? Actually, I do have my Pro Gold bannering in in my second chance account. Why don't we go and see which tournament it was, and then we can look for it. Oh, maybe not today, but I will look for it. Okay, there we go, guys. Blue Can Crew, we came. Emily says this was extremely helpful. Thank you. Oh, awesome. That's what we wanted to accomplish, Emily. Thank you so much. And hopefully that you guys will really get help in the next upcoming tournament. Okay, guys, Blue Can Crew. Second chance now is Masters 2. Oh, baby. So I can't imagine what kind of players I'll be playing in the great outdoors. Okay, let's see what we're gonna have. And then, guys, we made it to the C100 with the Blue King crew. Boom, baby. Terry, how is it going, brother? Welcome, welcome. All right, let's see, guys. Let's see. We got some more. Okay, thank you for the Kingmakers. We need those. Okay, guys, let's go here. The Blue King crew. We managed to stay in the C100 with fight spot here. Boom, baby. We did it. Hey, hey, there we go. Top 10 medal, baby. Come on. Yes. Boom, guys. Hey, hey. C100 champions. Ooh, yeah. Boom. Nice, guys. I want to congratulate every single one of the guys for the Blue King crew that made it happen. Thank you so much, guys. We did the best effort possible. There we go. 25 Centurion balls. Amazing. All right. Okay. And yeah, so awesome, guys. I don't know where if I'm gonna stay and looking through this, or maybe I move to the whole hunters. I gotta talk to Jesse about that. We don't know yet, but okay. So here we go, guys. Let me see. Here's the gold banner. Yeah, full major. There it is. You got it right, Jesse and Jamie. Full major. So that means I gotta go back and look on the weekend round of full major, so you guys can see um my whole 18, and it was whole 18. Okay, it wasn't whole 9, it was whole 18 in full major. I did it at the end of the stream with an albatross, and I won the first place there. So that was it, guys. Thank you so much, Jamie. Something to say to the guys. I want to thank you all for your time, your opportunity that you gave us to come to you guys. I hope in some sort of way that this guy will help you a little bit and accomplish your goal for the next upcoming tournament. Thank you so much for your time. Many blessings to you all. And Jamie, thank you so much for your time. I want to say thank you for all the time that you took to use those lines, to make those lines, to use the elevation and everything. So it took you quite some time. So I want to shout out and say thank you so much, man, for your time. All right, really appreciate it. It's awesome. I think this is the first one of many more to come, for sure.
All
Oh,
right, Santos,
Jamie,
I will see you guys later. Yes, sir.
look, Jamie, don't go. Look what is in my second chance shop.
Is it? Could it be? I don't see it yet.
Yeah, we have the APOC on second chance account, baby.
All
Oh,
right.
baby.
What kind of cards we need here?
I need 64 more.
56 more.
Oh, yeah,
You were
56.
44.
But look at my gems. 2,600.
When you're gonna
Wah, wah,
finish, I want to
wah.
know. Pero mommy wants to know, papi.
Santos, you need to buy some of those Power 5 balls. Get you some gems.
Yes, but the thing is, you know what is a factor, everybody's? Money, 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 money. Let it come, let it come, let it come, let it come. All right, Jamie. Like I
Yep.
said, MBS, thank you so much. It says Santos, I post the link for you, bro. Um, Anthony says, James, comment so I could go to your channel, please, sir. Comment on what?
Oh, okay. Well, let me get back to my phone. I was delivering stuff.
Like 3 minutes.
I was multitasking. There you go. I posted my name.
Okay, there we go. All right, awesome.
All right, everyone. Don't forget we have a contest going. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your family's friends. Sub to Santos and Michael Bolton and get on the 19th hole for a chance to win that Galaxy S5. Actually, in the very near future, you have a chance to win a couple of $15 gift cards. That'll be Tuesday, right, Santos? Going to be at 750 by then?
Let's hope so. If even on Wednesday, if we could do it on Wednesday, would be even great. We just need those 30 more subscribers so we can do the gift card giveaway between you and I. So let's hope that you guys, thank you. We are 720, 30 more to go, and I think we can accomplish that for sure. Already? So,
All right, guys,
James.
I'll see you soon. I got to go back to work.
All right, absolutely right, guys. Many blessings to you all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the tournament. Blessings to you all. Take care, guys. Bye.